Thanks, Natasha. Now, Toronto's housing market may be seeing dips in both sales and prices, but the condo market continues to be red hot, and there's a big difference there. Now, with new condo sales up 62% year over year in the second quarter, I mean, the condo market's hot. But for all of you taking steps to make sure your home investment is safe, especially with pre-construction, we have Lisa Corne here from Dickinson Wright LLP in Toronto. Lisa, thank you so much for coming in. Now, this is something you specialize in, and you know how to protect us going into pre-construction, and there's a lot of construction. We see it every day. So let's talk about dictating purchase agreement terms.
Well, thank you, first of all, for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. I wanted to start by sort of giving you the background to the advice that I'm about to offer. My partners and I at Dickinson Wright in Toronto represented over 100 purchasers of new condominium and townhome properties from a developer in the city that became insolvent and ultimately bankrupt.
Wow.
And having seen what those people went through, facing the prospect of losing a significant investment and the down payment they made, and the home that they were hoping to purchase, I think it's very important that people protect themselves to the fullest extent before signing an agreement and ensure they understand what they're getting into. So, unfortunately, the terms of the standard form agreements do contain lots of small print.
Right, so these are agreements that you would sign with the developer beforehand, and you include a down payment with that, right? That's
right, and it's 10% of the price of the home, which is a significant amount given that the average price of homes today in Toronto or condominiums is over $800,000. You're looking at an upfront investment of your deposit of $80,000 that's at risk. Now, one of the important things to know is that if you're purchasing a new home, which is not a condominium, that deposit is not required by law to be held in trust unless you specifically craft a clause into the agreement that requires the developer to hold it in trust. So your $80,000 deposit is at risk in the event the developer becomes financially insolvent. Which
can happen. I don't think a lot of people talk about or think about the fact that, yes, just because this builder is building this building doesn't mean that they can't, go bankrupt.
Correct. It happens, and it happens frequently. And unfortunately, many people, when they sign these agreements, have not taken the agreement to a lawyer and had it explained to them. So I think the first step is to make sure you understand, read and understand the agreement you're signing, take it to a lawyer, get some advice so that at least you're aware of the clauses. Many people sign agreements without understanding what they're signing, and even though you don't understand it, it's legally binding.
How do we protect our deposits?
The deposits should be required to be held in trust in a lawyer's trust account if you're buying a freehold home. The condominium legislation does require a developer to hold the deposit in trust or obtain insurance protection to ensure the refund of the deposit to purchasers.
Just in case something goes wrong.
In case something goes wrong.
And I want to quickly get to the rest of this, because this is all very, very important information. You talking about when you're buying a new condo, a lot of the times is, you've got faucets to go in and toilets to go in. Beware of upgrades paid by buyers directly to third-party suppliers. Tell me about that.
Well, often the developers will insist that you purchase upgrades, for example, heated floors or certain upgraded appliances directly from third-party suppliers. In the event that the developer fails and the home is never built, the condo project never gets built, you've paid that money up front to a third party, and you have no protection to obtain the recovery. In the event that the developer fails, there's no government protection in place. So I would recommend that you negotiate terms of payment for upgrades upon completion of the closing and construction of the home.
And when you're talking to developers, you say a really important point is to research before you buy, not the building, the developer behind it.
Very important. As a practical matter, investigate the developer's reputation. Try and purchase from a developer with a really good reputation for sound business practices, a good track record of delivering high-quality product and on time. Research social media. Get as much information as you can about who you're dealing with.
Amazing. Lisa, thank you so much for coming in.
My pleasure.
It's a lot of information, but you can find out more info if you need a little bit of clarification at breakfasttelevision.ca. These are important steps, all in because it's your money, right?
Yes.
So thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate it.